Hey everybody, I'm Rich G.
And I'm BJ Flagg, and this is episode 346, How to Write Articles That Sell. It is a excellent one.
Absolutely. Good morning to our wonderful audience. Really excited. This is a
I
great
know.
topic that BJ and I love.
Oh my, we are big writers. And
Yeah,
this is going to be one of those episodes where you have to put up with our enthusiasm.
yeah,
Sorry
yeah. They're
in
they're
advance.
they're podcasts where we have no idea what we're talking about, but this one we definitely know what we're talking about here.
Exactly.
So in this episode, we're going to dive into the art of crafting articles that not only captivate readers, but also drive your sales. That's the more important thing. You need to get business
Yeah,
out of these
yeah,
articles. So, whether you're a
exactly.
small business owner looking to boost your content marketing strategy, or an entrepreneur aiming to establish thought leadership in your industry, mastering the skill of persuasive writing is key.
And we're going to share 4 essential tips to elevate your writing, ensure that every article you produce engages your audience and encourages them to take action. Plus, if you stay tuned, our book recommendations that will help you further refine your writing prowess and marketing tactics. So, we're more into what can you get out of this article?
Yeah.
So when you're reading these things, and when we use the word article because it's content, you're going to use it in many,
Yeah.
many different ways. But we want you to think of the seriousness of what you're writing because it's more business writing. So
Absolutely,
jump in.
BJ. BJ, you're absolutely right. When I write an article, it's not only a blog post, it's on LinkedIn, it's on Instagram, it's on Medium. I send it out as a newsletter. So when I write these articles, they're
Oh yeah.
infinitely usable.
Oh yeah. So get ready. Rich, kick us off.
Okay, step one, understand your audience deeply. And this is so key. Begin with a crystal clear understanding of who your readers are and what they need. And that's so important, what they need, not what you think they need, what they really need. Use this insight to tailor your content, addressing their pain points, their aspirations, and answering any questions they might have. This approach not only attracts the right audience, but also builds trust with your audience, making them more likely to engage with your call to action.
Yeah. And speaking of call to action, these are your action steps. Conduct surveys and interviews with your current customers to gather insights about their challenges, preferences, and demographics. And dare I say, do what Rich does. He listens. He listens to every single one of his clients. And he has made me do the same thing. And you just listen and write it down because they are a wealth of information. Also, use social media analytics to learn more about your followers' interests and behaviors. Compile this data to create a detailed buyer persona. And you might have multiples, so don't worry. And that'll guide your content creation. So it is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. When I'm on with clients, I'm coaching them, and we'll talk about a really cool subject or a topic, and I'll actually say, "Ooh, that'll be a great article to write on," and I'll grab a post-it note and write it down. And my clients always laugh. They go, "Oh, you're going to write about me," or "This is great," and you
Yeah, you
get
can never write
ideas
about
from
you.
everywhere. So,
Yeah. And I think what I love is just the spark. I can't control it. So when they're talking about something, I immediately go, oh. My face expression changes. Oh, that's something I'm going to write about. Let me take you to number two. Craft compelling headlines. Your headlines is the first and possibly only impression that you're going to make with a prospective reader. Make it powerful and benefit driven. Oh my gosh, this is an opportunity for you to use strong verbs, specific information to make it just irresistible. Let me give you an example. increase your sales 30% with these three simple strategies is so much more enticing than sales improvement tips. You see how that falls flat? You gotta have things that you put in there, 3 easy steps to. You see, it's just
Yeah.
such a great thing. And you say to yourself, oh, that's a quick read. I'm going to read it. So it's awesome for sure.
Absolutely. So the action step for this one is practice headline writing by drafting multiple versions for each article. Test the headlines with tools like CoSchedule's Headline Analyzer to see which
Yeah,
scores the highest on readability, SEO, and engagement. Don't forget your subheads. And BJ, you could go on for this forever. They make
exactly.
SEO rich capture happen. And then
Yeah.
alternatively, run A/B tests on your email newsletters or social media to see which headlines generate more clicks.
Yeah. And, a lot of people will say, oh, I don't need to do all that. I'm a small business. I don't need to do all that stuff. Do you want to be a small business for the rest of your life? It's just easy to do, easy to get into the habit and just embrace it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's interesting. One area that I've noticed that people do A/B testing is on YouTube, where like someone I've subscribed to, I'll follow and I'll see, oh, they have a new video up, a new YouTube up, and I'll watch it. And then, like, literally an hour or two later, when I go back to my subscriber list, I'll see
Yeah,
their video, but it has a different title on it
right.
because they found, oh, wow, that title didn't really catch as many people. I'm going to change the title. I'm going to change the image. I'm going to change. And they're doing lots of A/B testing to find the right title and subhead to catch people.
Yeah.
So,
Rich and I were just talking about something he's working on right now, and we're doing a little back and forth A/B testing on. And he's so flexible. That's the word I really want to use. Be flexible.
yeah,
Don't sit there and hold on to your article. Okay, I can't change it. No, you can change it. You can change it because remember the purpose is to get sales.
yeah.
That's the goal. Not the goal isn't I wrote an article. No, no, no. So it's
It's
awesome.
so our third topic is incorporate storytelling in all of your articles. Stories not only engage readers, but also help illustrate complex ideas in a relatable way. So, what I want you to do is to integrate real life examples, anecdotes, or what I do, case studies that demonstrate the effectiveness of what you're recommending. So, this
Yeah.
method not only makes your content more engaging, but also memorable and persuasive because you built a story in it. And that's the whole
Yeah.
thing. They could see themselves in that story.
That's some of my most favorite books that we've read and we've offered up to everybody here are the ones that do the good storytelling.
Yeah.
I can remember them, and I can remember how impactful they were. And I remember the story before I remember the tip, which is amazing.
Yeah, like one book that I recommend to all of my clients constantly is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, which is
Right.
literally chock full of case studies and stories. And I mean, it's just, it was written in the 30s. It's still pertinent today. It's a wonderful book and it's full of stories.
Yeah, that's an excellent one. So the action steps are going to be to collect and curate those personal stories and customer testimonials that will kind of align with whatever your article might be about. And you need to develop a structured way to weave these stories into the content, making sure that they highlight the benefits of your product or your service. And please remember, focus on those transformation or solution provided through these narratives. Just don't throw a story in as a distractor, because that could be a real issue. You need to do it in such a way that the person gets the message. It's almost like, Rich, you always tell your people, tell the story,
Yeah.
tell it again, and tell it for a third time.
Yeah.
So this is that same type of thing. I'm giving you the facts. I might do a case study, but then I'm going to do a story. So it really works out well.
Well, you know,
So
it's BJ, before you start with the fourth one, there's so many newsletters that I see that people send out, an e-blast, that are just like sale and all of these, you know, it's like they're just pushing product at you. And it's like, no, 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 tell me something that I want to learn about your
yeah.
service. It's like if you sell clothes, okay, if you're a clothing store, I would love to read an article on how to sew a button, the right
Yeah.
way to sew a button. Because honestly, are you really going to go to a tailor to sew on one button? No, you
Right.
try to do it yourself. But I would love to learn that. You know, what kind of
Yeah.
thread, what's the technique? How many times do I go in and out? What do I do? How do I measure it? It would be
Yeah.
great to learn that.
I know. And, in so many respects, it's something as simple as that that could make
Yeah.
it has stickiness. It has
Yeah,
stickiness, which is
like
awesome.
the right kind of iron to have, the right
Yeah.
kind of the right kind of ironing board, or the right detergent to use, or how do you wash your clothes? Most people just throw them in and they go, "Oh, it ran, the color ran," or "My clothes
I
look
know.
awful." You're doing it wrong, you know.
Yeah. And it really is amazing. If you're an expert in a certain area, um, tout it. Say a little
Yeah.
fact. People will remember that for sure. We're going to take you to number 4. Include a clear call to action. Remember what the focus of the article actually is: to get business. So every article should have a purpose, whether it is to sign up for the newsletter, share content on social media, or check out your other services. So, think of this as a way that you need to constantly be clear with what you want the reader to do next and make the action easy. That's the friction that Rich talks about all the time. No friction, please, and just let it keep going. A compelling call to action turns passive readers into engaged and active participants in your business narrative. And I'm telling you, it's the beginning of having them on the hook. So awesome.
Well, we've got action steps for the call to action, as you can tell. Uh, Number one is identify the primary goal for each article. Okay. You're not just writing the article for the article's sake. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to increase newsletter signups? Are you promoting a new product? Are you encouraging sharing on social media? What are you trying to do? So figure out
Yeah.
what the primary goal is. Number two, design a visually distinct call to action button or a link that is easy to find and use. Too many people hide the link in the copy somewhere. And BJ, I don't know about you, but I'm like, where is the link? Where's the link? You mentioned it. Where is it? I want to see a button that says learn more or
Boom.
book demo or something.
Yeah, because I think that the biggest thing that you can do for yourself is the clarity in the step, the clarity. You're writing this incredible newsletter, e-newsletter that's going out. You've got links to various things. To Rich's point, those are quieter. Those are just links to further, advance it. But the call to action is a button. And, just being demonstrative like that is so excellent for
It's
sure.
not tacky. A lot of people are like, "Well, I want to be
Yeah.
tacky." I go, "No, there's
Mm.
user experience, and if they don't see a button, you've already sold them, and they just want to buy." And it's like you're making it hard for me to buy. Getting back to friction.
Yeah.
Also, place the call to action strategically within your content, such after a compelling point or at the end of the article, and ensure they are direct and concise. But again, if you put it in your content, bold it, make it a different color, so people go, okay, click, and they know that they're going somewhere.
Yeah. And as Rich promised, there are 2 incredible books that are going to make all the difference. And these are ones, I know it sounds crazy because sometimes I'll say to you, hey, just listen to it. No, these are ones that I need you to buy to have on your shelf to be able to pull back down again. Everybody Writes. This is the name of the book. Everybody Writes, your go-to guide to creating ridiculously good content by Anne Handley. I love this book. It is an essential advice to producing standout content, that practical tips on how to write better and engage more effectively with your audience. It's an excellent read.
Yeah, and our other book that we have is by Robert Bly, BLY. It's called The Copywriter's Handbook, a step-by-step guide to writing copy that sells. If you can't get any straightforward about that for a book, I don't think so. It's a practical manual for creating copy that attracts and persuades. And it's ideal for entrepreneurs who want to improve their promotional writing skills. So these are two great books.
And they're excellent. And by implementing these tips and delving into these books, you will significantly enhance your article writing skills, turning every piece of written content into a tool for business growth. We're excited for you. I told you we'd be excited.
And that's a wrap. We invite you to share this episode on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok with the hashtag #TheBestSmallBusinessShow.
Thanks for tuning in. If this episode was valuable to you, subscribe, follow, and share with other budding entrepreneurs who could definitely benefit.
And if you want to learn more and talk to our teams, contact BJ at newrenew.com and find me at richg.com. And guess what? They're both buttons on both sites that you click to meet us.
Exactly. And thanks for our editor and producer, Richard Scalzo. Have an unbelievable week and catch you later.